Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy myself, Guapo, man. Street Certified News. We back with another one. Hey, man, first off, man, you know what I'm saying? How we always start the video. Man, we gotta shout y'all out, the viewer, man. Shout out y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really be rocking with the videos. Y'all be running them up. And hey, man, we really appreciate it. You see what I'm saying? For this video, man, y'all see the title, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna get to it. But before we get started, man, go ahead and smack that like button for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's run it up, man. Hey, we not gonna put a number on this video. We just gonna say, if you rock with Street Certified News, now's the time. Stop, smack that like button, man. Rock with your boy, man. We really appreciate it. The boy THF Bayzoo, you know what I'm saying? He been in a lot of stuff online. You know what I'm saying? He been a lot more online than normal. And you know, a lot of people was wondering, you know, what was going on with bro. Shout out the dude Smokey, man. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? One of our people, man, hit me in the DM. They did a FOIA request, I guess, on all the Bayzoo paperwork. And buddy, man, sent me the full, like, even with the fax machine cover on it, you know what I'm saying? The full investigation report for Bayzoo's 2014 murder case, which actually I believe it happened in 2009, but you know, he was eventually arrested in 2014 for it. And you know, man, we read through the whole thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Bayzoo been in the news a lot. About a month ago, we did a story about Bayzoo being picked up by the ATF for switches. You know, he kind of got up out of that pretty easily, and it was a lot of people thinking, you know, maybe he was writing on that. I know some paperwork that came out, but you know, we didn't show that paperwork because the names were redacted and you really couldn't see who was doing it. For this week's video, man, it's names, it's all type of shit attached to it, man. So, you know, let's get right into it, man. This week's video, man, the boy THF Bayzoo exposed for cooperating in his 2014 murder case, man. Let's get right to it. July 5th, 2009, 10 a.m. Dominic Barnes, a member of the Dirty Low Street Gang, was standing on the corner of 47th and Forestville in the Bronzeville area of Chicago when two men approached him and an argument began. Unknown to Barnes, just hours before, a shootout had occurred at the 50-yard line lounge on 75th and Michigan on the south side of Chicago, where a number of people were wounded. Unbeknownst to Barnes, these two men who were speaking with him had come for revenge. And after asking what gang he was from and if he had weed to sell, one of the men who would go on to be allegedly identified as Devonshay Collier, aka THF Bayzoo, would pull out a revolver and shoot Barnes 5 times before running south 1 block and jumping in a gray colored Chevy. You know what I'm saying? We always like being transparent with these stories. In 2009, only a few months after the murder of Dominic Barnes, a juvenile, I guess, that was in the juvenile detention center, did make a statement. I don't know if he was like trying to get out or thought he could get out, but in 2009, just months after this murder, a juvenile did make a statement to the effect that it was THF Bayzoo, aka THF Bayzoo, but I don't believe the detectives, they weren't able to follow up on the case. A lot of the witnesses who were there that day when they showed up, you know, weren't able to be contacted after that. And although this one juvenile dude did say, hey man, I think it's Bayzoo, it would be like another 5 years before police investigators would catch up to some of the other men who they believe were involved. On June 4th, 2014, almost 5 years to the day of the death of Dominic Barnes, detectives interviewed an unnamed informant in the Cook County Department of Corrections. This informant, THF Bayzoo, would go on to say only a few months ago in an interview, was possibly Kenyatta Claire, aka THF Bruh. This unnamed informant provided information related to the murder of Dominic Barnes stating that he was with a number of men, including Collier, aka Bebe, Antoine Rice, aka Buddha, as well as Christopher Campbell and Monty Vallejo, who happened to own a gray Monte Carlo. During the conversation, the informant claims that they spoke about getting back at them guys from the low end for shooting their friends the night before. This story, just like doing my due diligence on this story and really investigating this story, to be honest, I started to feel bad for this dude, THF Bayzoo, you know what I'm saying? Because not only did, the juvenile in 20 say something, but then another unnamed informant who quite possibly, it could have been the same person, you know what I'm saying? Like in 2009, they was a juvenile, and then by 2014, they're this unnamed informant that was in the Cook County jail that was trying to get out. And you know what I'm saying, Bayzoo and a lot of people that, we're going to show you a little bit later, it kind of seems like that's THF Bruh. So you got the dude Bruh telling on them, and then you got Vallejo and Christopher Campbell that end up giving information on the dude THF Bayzoo, man. When we talking about this dude THF Bruh, possibly being this informant from 2009 as a juvenile, and then in 2014, a lot of that stems back to these witness statements. This FOIA request, like I said, man, again, man, shout out to dude Smoke, man. Omaha, Nebraska. I think he's from Omaha, Nebraska, man. Shout bro ass out, man. This FOIA request, man, was 126 pages long. So it includes everything that the police said, all the witness statements, the handwritten statements, the typed up statements. It includes everything, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because at the beginning of the file, they really say like unnamed. You just see unnamed or you see redacted. On page 121, which is the handwritten statement of the informant, I believe, from 2014. When you read that document, the name of the informant is blacked out, and it always says like basically informant related. Blacked out name related this to us, blacked out name related that to us. At the end of page 121, they actually forgot to black out one of the times, and you actually see the word that comes before related. It says Claire. And a lot of people know THF Bruh, that's Kenyatta Claire. And it literally says in the paperwork, Claire related to us, blah, blah, blah. After redacting and blacking out his name, basically the whole document, right into almost the last page, you see his name. Again, it's not his full name, so we'll let y'all decide that. But a lot of people who feel like THF Bruh told in this situation, that's where they're getting, their information from. It says Claire related, blank, blank, blank. So, that's that. In a recent interview, we seen the dude, THF Bayzoo, man. We seen him kind of passing it off on dude, and man, I got told on and all that shit. And that might be true. You know what I'm saying? That might be true. But at the same time, there was other things that we could confirm by going through, this investigation murder report. On November 5th, 2014, Devontae Collier was arrested and brought into Chicago Police Area Central for questioning regarding the murder of Dominic Barnes back in 2009. By this time, every person who had allegedly been with Collier had named him, and Vallejo and Campbell made statements directly naming Bayzoo as the shooter. After being arrested, Collier, aka Bayzoo, would be shown a number of photos where he would identify Antoine Rice, Christopher Campbell, and 4 other men, as well as provide their street names to detectives. Collier would state that only Rice and 2 of the redacted men he actually hung out with, because the other men, notably Christopher Campbell and Marty Vallejo, weren't in his age group. Again, bro, this is one of them stories that's like, when you do the research, when you look at the paperwork, man, and I got people hitting me up and, hey man, Bayzoo a rat. And when I look at the paperwork and when I do my due diligence and when I speak to people, man, Bayzoo got told on his 2014 case. But when Bayzoo was brought in, just like the people before him, because when like Rice was brought in, when Campbell was brought in, when Vallejo was brought in, they were shown pictures. Hey, who is this? Who is that? You know him, you know him. And everybody told, like, yep. And at the same time, Bayzoo, when he was brought in, he did the same thing. They showed him pictures. Hey man, who is this? Oh, that's such and such. Man, what building y'all from? You know what I'm saying? They was asking him that type of information, and he was giving them that information. It wasn't until they began to directly implicate him in the murder of Dominique Barnes did he ask for a lawyer, and then the interview was terminated. Let's say, you hear about somebody who get arrested, and while they sitting in the police station, the police is showing them pictures and asking them who is this and who is that. Like, just by answering those questions, that's rat activities, man. And that's something that we got to stand on. Like I said, man, we want to be completely like unbiased. We had made a video about Bayzoo about a month ago, and at that time, we weren't ready to, come out and be like, oh man, Bayzoo a rat. We weren't ready for that. The ATF paperwork was way too shaky, you know what I'm saying? But in this situation, like I said, man, we received the full FOIA request, including the original facts cover sheet from police to ASA, Assistant State's Attorney, during the case. We got the full thing. And when you look at it, you go through it, and everybody's telling on everybody. Man, it's your boy Marcel Guapo, man. Street Certified News, the most reputable source for urban media, man. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. Smack that like button, man. Smack that subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? Drop a comment, man. Let us know what y'all think, man. If somebody in the police station pointing people names out with pictures, is that telling, you know what I'm saying? We know it is, but I just want to hear what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear y'all opinion. Man, again, man, we love y'all for the support, man. Extremely humble for the support. It's your boy Marcel Guapo, man. Street Certified News. Love you. We out.